What's up, everybody? I'm sweating bullets. Look at that. We're going through it again on Facebook about turkeys and chicken and chitlins and shit like that. And people were saying they don't eat chitlins because they got shit in them. And I was saying there was a time when your mother went to the butcher and bought a whole chicken or a whole turkey, and she had to take the shit back to her, take the shit home and clean the whole turkey. And it had liver, it had the liver, it had the kidneys, it had the heart, and it had the intestines, it had the shit. You had to clean all that shit out yourself. I remember that. And then what they started doing is they started cleaning it out for you, and it was separated and put it in a bag. That's why if you go in the market, I don't know if they still do it, but if you go in the market, up inside the turkey, it's got a bag. And you take the bag out, and that's his organs and shit. And you take the organs out and you cook the organs and use that to flavor the stuffing. That's what you use to add the flavor to the stuffing. You would cook it and then add it to the stuffing. You guys talking about chitlins is nasty. All meat is nasty. All animals are nasty. All mammals got an intestines. And in their intestines is shit. It's real simple. Even fish. Most people, I remember back in the days, you had to clean your own fish. You got a lot of people today that don't know how to clean fish. They don't know how to scale fish. They don't know how to cut it open. First you gotta wash off, then you gotta scrape the scales off, then you cut it open and take all that shit out. And you fillet it. You got a lot of people that don't know how to do that. We keep talking about chitlins is nasty. All meat is nasty. All animals eat bugs, shit, and other animals. It's a part of nature. And then they say it stink. All animals stink. All that shit stink. Kill a chicken and take it home and clean it and watch it stink. You'll smell that shit. You guys don't know nothing. You guys got it easy. All that shit is nasty. You see all that sweat? All that shit is nasty. And then they use the intestines. They use the intestines to make sausages. If you eat sausages, you eating some form of chitlins or some artificial chitlins. But they take that shit, they take all that meat, season it, put it in a sausage, and hang it up and let it marinate, and then they fry it. That's how they used to hang. That's why the sausages all be stuck together. They be tied together with the intestines. You take the intestines, you put it on a tube, and then you grind the meat up, and the meat goes down into the intestines. You turn it up, and you can make sausages. That's how they used to make sausages, and that's another way of preserving meat, because you can't eat all that meat. Once you kill an animal, you can't eat it all right then and there. So you gotta season it, and put salt on it. Salt preserves it. That's why Jamaicans and Caribbean people eat saltfish, because they didn't have refrigerators. So you gotta preserve the fish. So you cover it in salt. That's how you preserve it. Then when it's time to eat it, you cook it. You gotta cook that shit like 3 times. You gotta boil it. You gotta put the fish in the water and boil it. Then boil it. Once it starts boiling, you throw that water out and you do it again. Once it starts boiling, you throw that water out. You gotta do that shit at least 3 times. Ackee and saltfish. Why do you think they put all that salt on it? To preserve it. You young guys don't know shit.
Would you guys like to get a copy of my poetry and urban fiction?
I'm Brad Bathgate, and if you like to read poetry, then you should order copies of my books. Use Cash App and I'll mail them out myself.
This one is called Corner Stores in the Middle of the Block. And this one is my novel. This one is called Pretty Ugly, a Harlem Situation. It's pretty ugly. Pick a book up. I gotta pick my book up.